Hello everybody, how y'all doing today? It's Junie once again, and I'm here for another pick a card reading for you guys, and the topic today is why should you be so proud of yourself? What is something to uplift yourself about something you've done recently, or something in the past, or something you're about to do, or just something that you're currently doing? Um, I think it's just mostly about just like why should you be proud of yourself? Like what's something to just get your spirits high. So I just wanted to like uplift you guys by picking an image for you guys today, and I'll put it on the screen here so you can choose your piles whenever 1, 2, and 3 respectively. The selections I have for you guys today is the first one from Janet Jackson, 1990, for the single cover for Black Cat. And then we've got the second one is going to be Whitney Houston from 1990 as well. And that's going to be the music video for I'm Your Baby Tonight. And then the third image is going to be Mariah Carey from 1997 from the single cover for her Butterfly song. So pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most, and we're going to get right into it. The timestamps will be in the description, and just take what resonates, leave what does not. Everything's general, so I might get a little personal, might get a little in-depth. But yeah, just it's always for fun, and we'll see you guys in whichever pile you choose, so bye. Alright guys, let's start off with pile number 1. You guys chose Janet Jackson with the Black Cat single cover from 1990. So why should you guys be so proud of yourself? Definitely getting lioness energy here. So we'll see what we pick up on for you guys. 2 of Cups. Ooh, you're a really great communicator. Authentic communicator, just right off the bat. Authentic, emotional. You're very emotionally mature. Very good at giving and receiving. You're not like, you don't play the silent game. And when you do cut off people or you do set boundaries, it is rightfully so, and like you're very balanced with that, very like in tune with your own like intuition, and like very balanced with the head and the heart, like right off the bat. Whenever you are with friendships, you're a good friend, and whenever you are in friendships with people, it's not lacking depth. Whatever connections you have with people, it's not lacking depth, and whatever connections are set up with people, it's like the right distances and the right things that are appropriate that are to be shared with those people is like right off the bat. Wow. The kind of the dance you do with your own partner, if you are partnered up currently, it's very successful. And if you don't have one, then you definitely are well on your way. Like you have the inner workings to be like a really good, healthy like partner. And just like with even like if you're in school, like let's say like on group projects, like one-on-one, like science projects, or on work, if you work with like a partner or you teach somebody, I feel like you're really comfortable with like the give and take. It feels comfortable. It doesn't feel like demeaning. There's no pressure. And there's flow. It's very welcoming. That's what I'm getting from you guys, and that's why you should be so proud of yourself. Wow, let's see what else we get for you guys. I'm gonna pull 6 cards for each pile, as well as some of my personal index cards, so we'll see what comes out. I've got the Star in reverse for you guys. So the Star card is all about being bare and authentic in your healing journey when it comes to your shadow work and coming out on the other side, and being that kind of that lamppost for others. I feel like is what you guys are, and you really went your own way. You could have really went through some deep shit to really become this really emotionally mature person. Was I'm getting here. The Star card is associated with Aquarius energy. You could be an Aquarius or a rising, or have that in your chart. Don't have to, but basically, you are authentic because you had to have some sort of transformation, some sort of healing. That's why you should be proud of yourself, is because your healing journey was not easy. It did not look like anyone else's, and you had to be there for yourself when no one else would. That's why you are able to connect so good with others, is because you know yourself. What is it that they say? You can only meet people as far as you've met yourself. I feel like that's very you. And you're a really good example of this because of the healing that was not easy that you've been through. A really good display of this. Just really good emotional maturity, and also what RuPaul says: if you can't love yourself, how the hell can you love anyone else? straight up. Like, just Madonna says it all the time. I have her right up there. I look up to her. You know, I mean, I just discovered her, but like, just are anyone who's like just creative, just willingly able to be themselves, be open, honest with themselves, with their art, whether it is art or just expressing themselves. But I feel like with you, it's especially just you're just a real person. Like, you're not fake, and maybe some people could have seen about your healing journey, or whether they know it or not, because Aquarius is all about being authentic and about like connecting with your community, but also about like the quirks of everybody. Kind of like works. We're all authentically beautiful in our own way. Um, yeah, you're just really good just on the communication too. You hold really good conversation because of the things you've been through. You're not shallow, and the things that you say, I feel like some of the things you say, kind of little quips that come from your experience or little anecdotes, kind of throw people off, and it really is. It just makes you proud of yourself because you're someone who's kind of unforgettable, and you're a really good, authentic person, and people do not forget you, even with the little conversations they have with you. And also, like, you're just a real person. Like, whenever you do authentically connect with people, I feel like it's mutual. And I feel like if it isn't, like, then they're dumbasses. So you should know that. The Empress. You're literally the Empress, babe. That's why you should be proud of yourself. You're all queens in one, all kings and queens in one. Okay, you are royal, you are regal. Okay, you are a cat. Okay, like I didn't really meow that good, but I tried. But you could even look like a cat. You could have siren eyes, cat eyes, or could kind of be like me. I gotta tell you, like, I hate to make this about me, but one time Google accidentally like thought I was a cat. Like, I had a bunch of pictures of cats in my folder, and they accidentally put me with one of them because I guess my mustache or the way my eyes or eyelashes were or my facial hair was looking really bad back then. But that's funny. You could look like cat-like, or just really. I'm getting that interview with like Destiny's Child. Look up where like Michelle was like, I'm gonna be like a black cat. Like, my favorite animal is a black cat because they step better than I do, and they step with a graceful stride, like that. So you could be slender. You could just have a very like just. But the Empress card at its core is just about being abundant in your femininity and letting the good things come your way. Really good on self care, knowing yourself, and because of the things you went through, to create those opportunities, those pathways to open, to receive authentic beauty is a really big thing here. Real beauty. Um, Regardless of whether you've had work or done it. It's not about that. It's about the core of it, the core essence. Did you stay true to you? Did you follow your heart? Did you make decisions that were aligned with you? When no one else was there to tell you yes or no, you told yourself yes. You took care of yourself. You disciplined yourself, and you're the Empress, babe. I love you. Wow. Beautiful energy. That's why you should be proud of yourself. Knight of Pentacles in the reversed. So the Knight of Pentacles is my Virgo card. That's also my health card. About like point A to point B, but also your finances. So it's a very big sixth house energy when it comes to like taking care of yourself and your routines. And this is something that did not come easy to you, or was not like something that looked like the way everybody else does it. The way that you do your own routines, and the way that you can come onto your own success, whether it is the daily job you do, maybe you could have multiple streams of income, or do things like this, like TikTok side hustles on the side. Even though I'm not really doing this for money, I'm more so doing this just for the joy of it, the love of God, because I love spreading positivity. That's mainly why I'm doing this. I feel like the way that you care for yourself, again, self-care, really unique to you. Also with the star reversed, Aquarius energy, but also this is Virgo sixth house. You could have an Aquarius sixth house. Um, you, it's like your journey did not look like anybody else's, but definitely your sense of efficiency here is sort of the thing, because the Knight of Pentacles is about like slow and steady, getting your bag, like making sure that the because like metaphorically he's like on a field like planting his seeds. You're going to make sure that you have the right type of seeds, planting them in the right places at the right times, making sure they have the right fertilizer, making sure the plots are in the right places with the right weather, the right timing, being very strategic but also grounded, practical, methodical. But it was your own way. It was not something that looked like anybody else's because you stood true to you, is what I'm getting here. And it could have took a while to get there. Through trial and error is a big thing here. But with that being like right under the Two of Cups, that could be with relationships too. But it's your own sense of abundance, commitments. How you did that for yourself is something you should be proud of because you put a lot of work into that. Strength, ooh, not easy, but you know yourself now to such a high level, such a high regard that you know your shadow self. You've been through, you've seen all parts of yourself. That's why you're able to, this Two of Cups, this beautiful connect with others, because you've connected to yourself at a dark level that you would not want to wish that onto anyone else. The dark things that have happened to you, the trauma you've been through, you've really healed and have learned to have such a healthy sense of boundaries. You're a great parent, educator, teacher when it comes to specifically emotionally. I feel like you could one thing you should be proud about yourself is you could like be a great like older sibling or a great like mentor to young children when it comes about making friends and about what are good friends and what are bad friends, who has your best interests and what a good friend is, but also like leaving it up to them to decide, because you know at the end of the day that it's only up to them. That's, I feel like, a message that's for somebody. Very beautiful. Again, with the discipline about like friendships, but like it's such radiant energy here. Like you're really healed. That's something you should be fucking proud of. 9 of Wands and the reversed is your last card. So definitely the boundaries you had to put up, the stance, something about a stance, a final stretch, a final push, a final hurdle, the last hurdle. Could have either tripped it up or it could have been difficult, it could have been hard. It's something here about like, because again with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, something was not easy, the Star reversed. Your healing journey did not look like anyone else's. You had to, maybe it felt like you tripped up the last hurdle, or metaphorically, but the strength is upright. That's the thing though, you know your own inner strength. It just does not look like in the way that everybody else is gonna look like. Your own decisions, that's the thing. People don't really recognize your options or what you've been through. So the defenses you've had to make, the stances you've had to take, might not have been, what is the word? Politically correct, or what is it? Like widely accepted, or just like may have been like out there. But at the end of the day, you are so authentic in yourself that you should be proud of yourself. Don't be, I feel like maybe this is the message. Don't be ashamed for taking stances when either you were less educated or didn't have enough strength or were less healed than you are today. Don't feel shamed. Be proud of yourself that you've come out on the other side and have defended yourself, that you even stuck up for yourself in the first place. Because I doubt that a lot of people were in your circle that were, you know, may not be for everybody, but you really have a healthy sense of like taking care of yourself and what is a good and what is not a good friend, or a good healthy sense of receiving abundance, receiving compliments. You're really good at that. Maybe you used to not be that, but now it's like this sort of like self-defensive stand. You've really healed that and put a lot of shadow work into that. Can really be a pillar for others to kind of do so for themselves. It was not easy and it was very unique to you. That's what I'm getting here. I want to pull a few more cards for you guys, but that's why you should be proud of yourself. And like, if you do have any shame, just continue to let go of that from the past for the choices you had to make, because you're a really healed person now and you should really be proud of yourself. Uh, let's pick these cards. Okay. What do we got for you guys? We've got, what should you be proud of yourself? Fixed energy. So you could be any of the fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius. But you're persistent, consistent, reliable, determined, great reserves of power, can be stubborn and set in their ways, but you persevere. Or you preserve, rather. You do persevere, but you preserve. There's something that you should be proud that you persevered, that you continued to remain in your authenticity throughout all the shit you went through and all the struggles that people threw your way. Because it could have been confusing, and people could have made you feel like you shouldn't be like standing up for this. Something about like standing up for yourself, or like standing up for this, like what is right, what is wrong. Try to make you not see yourself for who you were, or like you weren't standing up for something that was authentic, but yeah, you knew who you were, so you continued to do that, and now you can continue to perceive this abundance. Something about you connecting with others is so naturally easy. Strangers love you, who have a brief conversation with you, and even the people in your own life you have genuine connections with love the fuck out of you. 10th house, your reputation, social role, career, social responsibilities, and career project. Yeah, your reputation precedes you, and you are a very friendly, authentic, lovely person who keeps it real and keeps up the good shit, you know? But more importantly than reputation and status, actually, the 10th house is actually about like setting your life up for success, like structuring it up, like actually like consolidating your future. So people know this about you. Your reputation does precede you in a friendly way, but also people know that you've worked for what you've got. And that you're stable, you're steady, you're the real deal. And then Aries energy, something you should be proud of: leading the charge. Cardinal fire, energy, red, diamond, head and face, pioneering, leading, and new beginnings. You made it happen. When no one else did, you did it. Something here about like when I feel like you really have shocked people, and you really may have shocked yourself when in times of reflection, when you look back and you're like, man, I did the damn thing. When no one else was there pushing my ass, I still did it. I still got up and did it. When I was depressed or may have been down and out, I still got up and did it. Still 10 toes down, even when I wanted to quit, I still did it. I feel like that's something you should be proud about. Yeah, that's definitely 9 of Wands energy. You stuck it through. Even when you felt like you wanted to give up, you still did it. And you should be really proud of yourself that you really have persevered through something really horrendous that might not have been like pretty, but you're so beautiful on the inside and out, and you know who you are, and you can authentically communicate with people now and connect. And that's something people love about you, and you should be proud about yourself. Wow, you really know who you are, and you know how to lead the pack. Really good leader. Wow. Love you, pile number 1. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys here for the next one. Bye, guys. Hello, my lovely pile number 2s. You guys chose the image of Whitney Houston from the music video for her 1990 hit single, I'm Your Baby Tonight. I love this song. Love this song so much, and it actually inspired the X-Men theme. So, it's a great song. But anyways, we're gonna get into why you should be proud of yourself. So she looks pretty glamorous on the image, so whatever draw you to the image, you should be proud of yourself about. The Lovers. Wow. You lead with the heart when it comes to yourself, when it comes to the decisions you make in your life. You choose love overall. When it comes to making tough decisions, you're able to actually make a decision. Might not be easy, but actually make the decision for love, for authenticity, for beauty, for the love of God. You could be a very spiritual person. You could be someone who has a really divine faith. But I'm getting here more importantly, you really just lead your decisions with love. Like, you're really not someone who's led astray by temptation. You really are really good in alignment with your heart chakra, is a big theme here. 5 of Cups. Yeah, that's the thing about here. A choice may not have been easy. Things might have been like, almost seemed like purposefully set in your way to try to bring you down. But alas, you still looked at what you had. You chose to look the other way, turn your head towards positivity, even when it may have been rough, when there may have been like, it seemed like you lost more than what you had. but you still looked at what you had left and you kept on going. And you continued moving forward, even though it may have been like a bit painful at first or a bit difficult or struggled a bit, but you still led with love and authenticity, and you followed your own guiding light, your own rainbow. Because that's the thing here. The Five of Cups is about like, you lost 3 cups, but you still got 2 behind you. You just got to look behind and keep going. And she's guided by this inner light, this rainbow backing her. That's very beautiful. So you made a choice to keep going, And that's what you should be proud about. To lead with love. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, the 4 of Swords. So it may have taken some time. It may have what is that? Saying like, if you don't rest, your body's gonna stop and make you rest for you. So that could be either like, you may have been like overstressing yourself. Maybe you're not like eating properly. Maybe you need to get more vitamins in you, or more water, more sleep. Maybe rearrange your schedule. Maybe this could be on a deeper level. Maybe you needed to seek therapy, or maybe talk more a bit deeper, or seek more peace, more solitude. Actually, like, take care of your mental health is a big thing here. But I'm getting someone here that you should really be proud of yourself, that you still chose. What I'm getting here is someone who's very aligned with God, with themselves, with their heart, and is making choices for themselves that when it was hard, to just keep their head focused on something dark, you still made the decision to turn the other way. I need to change something up, even when it may have been easy to stay stagnant or stay, complacent. You chose otherwise, and you said, I'm going to do something right for me. And you chose self-care. You chose self-care is a big thing I gotta make you sure that you make sure you're proud of self, is that there's a certain decision, certain choice you had to make. You chose it for yourself that led to your benefit, and that's why you should be fucking proud of yourself. I'm so proud of you. Wow. You did it. Like, I'm so happy. Like the energy I'm picking up on you guys. You chose love. You chose God. You chose self-happiness. You chose peace. I'm like almost tearing up here. That's how much like the energy is radiating off of you guys' pile. Let's see what else you get. The Sun in the reversed. Yeah. Something here was not easy because it was hard to see something. And it may not have been all your fault. The Sun in the reversed it gives several things, because the Sun is always about illuminating the truth, seeing the truth and authenticity of a situation, finally having clarity, guidance. Right underneath the Lovers here and the Sun being reversed, there was something here that was either overexposed or oversaturated to you, to the point where you were almost immune, blind to it. You became either nose blind or vision blind to it, to where you found yourself, all of a sudden you woke up and you're like, wait, what am I doing here? Like, you realized something was off and you needed to get back in line with clarity, or something was just, again, hidden for so long to where you couldn't see it. It became unignorable, to the point where you had to make a decision, had to draw some sort of boundary, or had to make some sort of choice for love. Like it was just shoved in your face, like just like a red flashing light, like, hey, warning, when are you gonna listen? When are you gonna listen? And I feel like you finally listened. And I feel like there's, again, the card is just so colorful. You really, because the Sun is also, I guess you could say, Leo energy. About knowing yourself, choosing love, expressing yourself. But I feel like more importantly, again, following your heart, having no shame, that guilt, and learning what shame and guilt is, the difference between shame and guilt, and learning to put that peace for yourself to rest, to move on. Like, that's the thing here. Like, it's human, it's normal human to feel like guilt, but like, don't hold shame for not choosing something sooner. And then once you realized that it was wiser to make a choice rather than just sit in stagnation, you removed that shame, and you realized you stopped playing this victim mentality. That could have been something that you could have been suffering from. I know, I've been there. Um, but once you realized your own power that was illuminated to you, maybe you needed a bit more help from God or the universe, something could have happened. But I feel like you should be really proud of yourself that you overcame that mindset, that something was illuminated to you, and like you should have no shame. You should feel that we're all God's children. Like you're loved. Like we're all unique. We're all here to shine our own light, and you learn to shine it in your own way. And you're choosing self-love now, and this light is just radiating just beautifully on you, within you. You're getting golden opportunities like everywhere. Like you're learning how to maintain the light, how to maintain the flow, how to live like in this world, in this, I almost want to say garden. Like I'm getting something very spiritual, almost Christian. Or did you grow up in like something with the Bible, something with church? Like meaning very like almost like Jesus like vibes here, like very like Easter, like springtime Christian, like very beautiful, like positive energy. So that could be for whoever in particular I'm reading from. That could be like your particular religion. The Magician. Wow. I never look at this card in this deck too often. This is a beautiful portrayal of the Magician. I just have to show this to you guys. This is the Queer Tarot that I'm using, the deck. But this is a beautiful portrayal of the Magician. The Magician is about understanding one's own power, one's own resources, not only physically, but spiritually, emotionally, within the heart space, and mentally, logically. So that's 4 things right there. Able to balance out, but it's more like Minecraft that I'm getting here with your craft table, because they literally have a craft table and they have their tools. So it's about having the strategy and the resources and the wisdom and the knowledge and the pure fucking essence of just your amazingness, your awesomeness, like gamer attitude, of just how to live life. Like you're living life right. You're living life fully in control, knowing that you can make whatever you want happen. You can manifest whatever you want into your reality and create whatever you want to yourself using those resources. A blend of, again, like I said, your physical resources, money, finances, spiritual, your faith in your divine love of God, emotional, using like the tides of the moon and like the moon phases, like what emotionally triggers you to go through your shadow work, and as well as your mental, logical, whenever you need to do math, make firm, detached decisions. Balance all 4 of those out, and you are a fucking god in your own right. Like you can create your own world, escape the matrix, or do any of those things. Like I don't know why those phrases are coming up. Like if you got any of that, hopefully you did. Those who get it. Those who don't. But again, you're doing this through this divine love, and you are fully in your power, and that's why you should be proud of yourself, is because you're choosing love constantly, consistently for yourself, even when it's not hard. Even when it's not easy, I meant to say. And sorry, my back is really sore. I've been sitting down for a long time. But yeah, you learned when to rest, when is necessary. So probably I need to lay down here in a minute, because that 4 of Swords is really popping out at me. Let's see what last card we get for you guys. And the Moon. Ooh, so we've got the Moon upright and then the Sun reversed. So I get this. So it was easier for you to see it with your third eye than with your like own 2 eyes. Like it was easier for you to like envision your own dreams, envision your goals, the life you wanted for yourself, the one you wanted to create for yourself. But the moon is still about things that you can't see physically with your own 2 eyes. There may have been some divine faith, again, Pisces energy, divine faith, definitely picking up on someone religious here. Who, when they felt that inner calling, they continued to follow it even when it was hard. Something that led them through the dark night of the soul, came out on the other side. And when it was still hard to see it with their own 2 eyes, they still followed their faith. And it still found them peace. It still leads you in control to this very day. You're very much in control of your life, regardless of whatever disappointments come up or anything tried to throw on your way to distract you. You're still choosing love, and you're still basking in this glorious light. All these words are crazy that I'm saying here. I probably shouldn't be saying that comment in response to that, because it's really beautiful energy, but I'm just picking up on really just beautiful, just radiant energy. following your own intuition, and you're in your own power. Balancing out about what is unseen and what you can see with your own eyes. So you're following that faith. Might have been a bit hard to like ground it into your own reality, because the Sun card is literally the only card reversed here, but that just signals to me that there is just something about clarity here. And again, with the moon is all about following your own third eye, following things that can't be seen physically. So your own guiding light, your own intuition. You followed your instincts, for real. Alright, let's see what cards we get for you guys. I'm filling some of these bottom cards. Might as well, yeah, let's get these bottom cards. We'll get those. We'll see what we get for you guys. What should you guys be so proud of yourself? Neptune and Pisces, or the 12th house, universally inspired. Yeah, you're really deeply connected with your intuition, whether you know it or not, and you really have a really strong divine faith. You're really tapped into the other side, and this like what happens after you die type shit really guides you while you're here on Earth to get your shit done, and it's like no one else. And you should be proud of yourself that you've gotten here to this point and you've sought out peace. Sorry, just trying to organize my cards here. Alright, let's see what else we got for you guys. Another Pisces card, Uranus in Pisces, or the 12th house. Liberates universally. So you could be born from 2003 to 2011. Or just those years in general could be significant for you. You could have Uranus in the 12th house even. But with Neptune and Uranus and Pisces, that's giving like, you did it. You should be proud that like, again, Uranus, liberation that was unexpected, electric, shocking, did not see coming, but it liberated you. And then Neptune is being guided from like the other side, like this like Piscean, like, oh my gosh, you made it happen, but like in this like shocking, like unimaginable way, but you were led divinely. You made your dreams come true. That's what Pisces energy is about making a dream a reality. And that's what you should be proud about. And then finally, Moon in Libra, or the 7th house, feeling through others. So whatever people in your relationships, because the first card here being the Lovers, something here definitely about like divine connections, divine relationships here, partnerships and commitments especially. So that could be business partnerships, but also just straight up relationship partnerships. Whenever you're emotionally triggered, something about an emotional trigger here, feels through others. Emotionally triggered to make a decision based off of your commitments, what you're committing your time and energy to. Maybe you decided, I'm going to choose God overall, and you chose that you're committing to your divine faith. May have led you to break up with someone, or reevaluate just straight up what you're committing to. Your time, energy, and what you will and will not allow, and your boundaries. And that is what I got for you, pile number 2. And that's what you should be proud about, is that you're doing freaking amazing about making your dreams come true, and about like following your own inner guiding light. And keep shining, keep it up, keep up the great work, and keep up that positive attitude, and you're more than definitely going to see that start showing up in your reality with your own 2 eyes. Because again, as above, so below, as within, so without. So if you were spiritually rich and abundant within, it has to show up in your reality. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later in another pick a card. Bye, guys. Alright, you lovely pile number 3s, you guys chose the beautiful image of Mariah Carey from her 1997 single, Butterfly. So, let's get right into what you guys should be so proud of yourselves about. Definitely getting a very beautiful healing energy from you guys. Love this song. Also love the dance remix version of the song. But yeah, very beautiful image. And let's get into your energy, guys. 8 of Wands in the reverse. excuse me, despite what things might have been looking like in your outside reality, whatever delays, whatever obstacles, whatever things might not have gone your way, gone as planned, setbacks, you superseded them. You managed to look at it with a different perspective and saw and how it benefited you. You may not have seen it right away, but you really, there are things happening in your life or things that have happened to where really you were able to play with it and you were able to be like, okay, maybe this is not happening for me right now, but God's rejection is God's protection. So maybe that means I need to be doing something else or maybe doing something else, and then bam, and then a miracle happens. Something along the lines of that. Let's see, Two of Swords. Yeah, Two of Swords in the reversed. Something might not have been easy. Something. So the Two of Swords in the reverse is about like not wanting to like see a situation for what it is, or maybe it's hard to because you don't have the certain information to. And something might have been blocked for you. Again, but there's something rejected to you or something didn't go as planned. But again, God's rejection is God's protection. So it was a certain way you were looking at a certain situation, a certain like sort of perspective, a certain way you were looking at it. What else am I getting here? It's like, because in this card, it's like, that's interesting because it's like the whole like background is like rainbowy, right? And everything's bright, but it's just her own perspective that like it's kind of darkened. But there's still sparkles there, there's still magic. So it's sort of like your own way that you're viewing it, your own personal magic, your own touch, your own spin, your own intuition, your own way you're seeing it. You have to add your own light to it. And I feel like that's what you had to do to a certain situation. You add your own spin, you add your own light. Might not have been easy at all. There was a lot of darkness, but where there's the greatest darkness, there's the greatest light. That's what Madonna just said on her new album. But forget about me being gay for a second. The point is, you guys really made something where there was nothing, is a big thing here. And when things seemed bleak and when things seemed like they couldn't go nowhere, you made them actually get going somewhere. Oh, that's another thing too. Okay, so that couldn't be just with you. That could be also with other people too. So maybe there wasn't a certain flow in a work environment, or like things just weren't going smoothly. But then you got the gears actually finally moving again. You got them unrusted. You got shit going, shit delegated where people needed to go. You actually put things in people's faces that they didn't want to see, or you said something, or you made a certain decision, or made a move, or persevered. Any one of those things, any combination of those things that just, and again, I'm not getting that it was easy. It kind of was messy. That's why you should be proud of yourself, is that it wasn't easy. It was really messy. There was a lack of clarity for a lot of things on a lot of parties here. That's why you should be proud of yourself, is because you really had to put your own spin to it and really drag yourself through it. But you still got through. And you're still authentically unique and beautifully you. And that's the thing with like Butterfly, with like Mariah Butterfly, if like that calls to you in any sort of shape or fashion. Scientifically, like when the butterfly like it like has to like go into its, what do you call it? The crystal pupa or the chrysalis. It like it's from a worm, but then it has to turn into like mush or gush. Like it turns into a liquid and like completely melts in like that little like pocket until like it's ready to like develop wings and like a body and like antenna and like turn into a beautiful butterfly, and then it has to let the wings dry first, you know, and then break out of the shell, and then it can finally fly. Like it's crazy how nature can just do that and have these massive transformations. But I guess the point is to say that something didn't look messy. It was messy. Something got messy. Something got dirty. Something wasn't so clean, clean cut, easy to see, but you still got through it, still managed to worm your way through it, and you're now becoming you're starting to, I feel like there's something good around the corner. You're now like, okay, you put your own spin to it. Now you know who you are. You're becoming a butterfly. Spreading your wings, about to fly. What does it call it? Spread your wings and prepare to fly. For you have become a butterfly. And now we've got this Ace of Wands. Look at that. Beautiful pink sparkles surrounding the Ace of Wands. You, through this messiness, you have this beautiful opportunity to discover who you are at the core of yourself, and a beautiful opportunity to begin to express yourself like none other before, to look at yourself in a way and understand yourself, and not only that, but to also put yourself out there and become this butterfly and begin to spread your wings and fly, whatever that means for you. So this could be your own personal identity with your own like sexual expression, like just personal self-expression. You don't have to be queer. But also just putting yourself out there at work, having your own authenticity, being able to speak without fear. There's a lot of confusion, and that had to be fought for you to get to this point of like almost like spiritual or just almost just self-recognition or clarity, to where you're like, oh, I am who I am, and I can just be this and not be afraid. And it's a beautiful opportunity that's going to lead you to a lot more success down the road. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So when there was not much options, you only had so much. And it's right under this Eight of Wands in the reverse, which is why I'm getting here. There wasn't a lot of flow. There wasn't a lot of clarity. There was a lack of flow. You didn't have a good... Why you should be proud of yourself is that you didn't have a good, probably, support system to begin with. It was hard for you to even see where to plant your seeds, to even get a good understanding or a good grasp of like reality of where things were, or how things could be set up in your own way, how you could be the own boss of your own life, how you could manage your bills and live alone, and something about like living alone and like making it happen for you, doing your own thing. It was hard for you because no one really taught you how, but you did it, and you managed to get your foot on the ground, and as messy as it was, you're standing strong now. With not only, I feel like you had to go through the trenches to really get to a place stable financially, but not only that, but you're also so beautifully, spiritually, and creatively authentic and healthy now. I feel like it's something you should be proud of yourself. What the Ace of Wands is really saying here. So let's see what else we get for you guys. Ooh, Seven of Wands. Did I or did I not get this in the last reading for you guys? A lot of similar cards and similar piles, and trust me, I cut and shuffled these decks good, and I'm getting a lot of similar cards in the videos that I just filmed for these other piles, which is crazy. But that means that there's synchronicities. So, Seven of Wands, yeah, you really stood up for yourself when no one else would, which is what you should be proud of yourself for. When it wasn't easy, you did it. You persevered. You had the upper hand this whole time, and your angels had your back. And you had to have that faith that your angels had your back, and you still came through on the other side, and you still won. You still got to where you are today, and that's a good place. You're still living here, breathing today, and you're it's another beautiful day on earth, and I feel like you're just grateful to be alive now, and to know who you are, to step in your own authenticity. Even after it being so messy and so like ugly at one point, so confusing. Again, like from the caterpillar, the worm, to the butterfly, who's like looks completely different. From you're on the ground, you can only crawl, like go so slow, to where you can fly and go wherever you want now. You really had to defend yourself when no one else would, and it was you had to make a lot of unclear decisions and a lot of risky decisions, risky words, risky go out there, because it's right under the Two of Swords here. Risky communication. That felt like that because you hadn't gone out on a limb before ever when it came to defending yourself, but now you had, and you've developed the strength of knowing who you are now. Knowing that you always have the upper hand, that you have God behind you. Wow, that's beautiful. And then to finish it off here, King of Wands in the reverse, which is freaking crazy because I also did get that for you guys in the other pile. So that's what this Aries energy here, right under the Ace of Wands, a complete transformation occurred for you guys when it came to actually stepping your foot out there, getting something going. Aries leading the charge, becoming your own boss of your own life, but also just doing something that was you. Physical, getting physical. But also like with your work, but with your career, with your life path. Very deep here, pile number 3. But about like something here about definitely stepping into your own self, which is a huge theme for like all these piles, which is beautiful that you should be proud of yourself. But it was not easy because it looked completely different than what it does today. A lot of just confusion and delays and obstacles. And now that you've seen what you had to defend, now I feel like you should be proud of yourself because you've seen the demons you've had to battle and the people who weren't there for you and the people who were there to only confuse you. Now you're your own leader, and it took a long time to gain that confidence to even just step out there, to even just know what to do, to even just make a decision, make a move. Now that you can, you know. And that's the thing. Also, along the way, too, probably you overstepped some shit, too. Probably said some things you didn't mean, or probably said some really, like, overly harsh or mean things, and learned how to, like, you had to learn, like, when to also, like, keep your mouth closed, too. Like, that's also part of the journey, you know? It could be any one of those things, but also that balance. And it's just, like, there's something here signifying that you should be proud of yourself because it was not easy. The work's not easy. But you're doing the damn thing. You're doing a damn good job, and you're doing it for you. You're living for you, which is, thank God. Like, we shouldn't really be living for anyone else. We really shouldn't be anyone else's, like, just doing things for them or doing things for the image of other things. So I feel like that's something you should really be proud of. Number 3 is that you're really living for you and learning to be your own boss, your own leader, when things do not look easy or do not look clear. Yeah, setting up your own, definitely about like your finances and about like getting like your life in order when no one was there to tell you how to do it for yourself. Your own taxes, your own like a debt or a budget, or just getting your own place. You did it. So that's what you should be proud of. All right, let's see what we got for you guys when it comes to the energies to finish off your reading with my index cards. Okay. Alright, so you guys have got Mercury and Gemini, or the 3rd house, communicating mind. So that's something you should be proud about, is that you have really good intellect and really good logic. You were always doing something. You were never wasting time. If you weren't doing something on your feet or like actually with your hands, you were doing something in your mind. You were always thinking, okay? You were always intellectualizing something. You were always talking. You were always making moves inside your head. Whenever people called you lazy or people didn't see the potential in you, no, you were always doing something. You were always fighting for yourself in your own mind, and that's something you should be proud about. Always learning, always willing to learn, always willing to talk to, always willing to speak up, even when it might have been hard. You learn to over time. I know, because I have Mercury and Gemini, so it took me a while too. I used to be really shy as a kid, but then once you learned, you just cannot stop being a chatterbox. Neptune and Aquarius, or the 11th house, inventively inspired. That's funny, I also have Neptune and Aquarius. So you could be born from 1998 to 2012, but that's a pretty big generation. Or you could have Neptune in the 11th. But basically, you were really divinely guided, really inspired to really go your own way, because you know at the core of it, everyone has their own way. No one else is going to go the same way as other people do. We all have our own quirks and our own things that we offer and bring to the table in society. You saw that, you recognized that, and you kept that philosophy and that principle in mind when continuing to do the things you did. And you went your own way, but it's still was like guided, and now you have this like success of like knowing who you are and enjoying like the fruits of your labor, your own life, whatever that looks like for you right now. Again, like this is for general reading. And then the last card, Libra, the scales, a fine balance, Venus energy, the color blue, or the stone opal, kidneys, lower back, adrenal glands, balance, harmony, and justice. So something here about like very, again, a fine balance. Again, it's like the hormones or the kidneys. What is it? It's about like sorting things out. It's about like deciding. Oh, this is actually very funny. All these are air signs. So we got Mercury in Gemini, which is an air sign, Neptune in Aquarius, and then we got Libra. So this is all air sign energy, very detached, emotionally detached. You probably had to be for yourself, and that probably wasn't easy. Probably life was just very rough with you. And that's something you should be proud about, is that even amidst all that, even if like things just seemed bleak, you still added your own color, still went your own way, still created opportunities for yourself, know who you are now, stuck up for yourself, never backed down, even when you wanted to, and because you knew that we all have something to bring to the table, so you have the right to live and enjoy your life just as much as anyone else. So with Libra energy here, you learn to balance that out and learn what to commit to with yourself, with others, partnership-wise, and that could be romance or with your job. Straight up. What are you committing your time and energy to? And that's what I got, you guys, for pile number 3, is that you should be proud of yourself, that you're balancing it out very well. You're doing a great job. And that it's been a long journey and it hasn't been easy. So you should be proud of yourself for that. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time for another pick a card reading. Bye, guys.